One.
Hello, Delegate Wranglers. Welcome to another DW live show. We're here with you again on a Tuesday. Hello, Dom. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's Tuesday. Looking forward to this one.
Apologies. I will just jump in. Apologies for those on YouTube who are waiting for this to start. We had a little bit of a technical issue there, and it wouldn't connect. Anyway, I think we are now online. So give us a
they're
shout
all
if
there
you can
now.
see and hear us on YouTube. That would be lovely.
Yes, we're online on YouTube now, so I'm happy to say. Anyway, how are you doing? You okay? Here we go. Number 24.
Yes. Episode 24. Really looking forward to this one. I know there's been quite a lot of interest. But how's things for you? How's the last week been?
Yeah, it's been I've had better weeks. But we're here now. Looking forward to the show. This is a show all about Canva, which is a subject quite close to my heart. I love it. And
you've been desperate to do this show.
Oh man, I tell you, I mean, I use it all the time anyway, so I can't wait to find out some tips from Rick. No pressure, Rick. Do use it all the time.
And when he says he uses it all the time, like literally all the time, he's on Canva, singing the praises.
Absolutely love it. Anyway, so what have you been up to, Dom? You had a good week?
It's a little bit mad for us. I have said to many people recently that I've never experienced anything like it. I've run a couple of businesses in the past. I've never experienced demand or a period like this at the moment, and I'm extremely grateful for the fact that we're in this position, considering everything that's going on in the world. But with online events taking priority for people at the moment, we are in the position where we're able to deliver those, and we're delivering them quite effectively, and we're doing an awful lot of them. So every time I think I'm going to get a few days off, something else comes in, and it's good. That's no complaint.
Not a bad thing. Yeah, not a bad thing, mate.
Absolutely.
Good for you. Anyway, so on with the show. Yes, we are live as usual on. Come on, Dom, let's go for it. Facebook.
We are live over on my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to come over there just in a second because I know there will be people watching there already. We've got a couple of comments coming in. I will do those in a minute. We're live on LinkedIn. We are live on Twitter. We are live on @the Delegate Wranglers on YouTube. And of course, we are on the Facebook group. If, however, you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, then please do go search for @the Delegate Wranglers on YouTube and you will find it. And then hit the subscribe button. Please join Neil because it helps him to build the business and spread the word about the DW Live. And it's just nice to have people watching the stuff that we're putting out, really.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really important to us to grow that. So it is growing. But anyway, tell anybody you know who might be interested in that. You know, you can subscribe and never miss a show and see all of the back catalogue. Do you know, Dom, I was looking through all the catalogue of shows we've done. It's unbelievable. I mean, so many subjects we've covered already. You know,
I know. Well, we're 24 episodes in, and you and I started this on a bit of a whim. I think 25th of March rings a bell. Was that around the time we did the first one?
Like that, yeah, definitely like the end of March. Yeah,
and it's and here we are, 24 episodes in, and it's not just 24 episodes in. I know we've easily got up to episode 30 or maybe even beyond planned already. So. We ain't going anywhere. Sorry, people.
No, definitely made possible as well by, big thanks to you, Dom, and the team at Stream. Amazing what they do. Also to Events Case as well. One of our supporting partners who provide all the registration services for us and do a brilliant job. Super easy to work with. And we're even going to be having a show with them in a couple of weeks, taking a deep dive into their stuff and kind of some of the aspects of, putting on a live event like this that you might have to think about. So we'll tell you a bit more about that.
But also, I think Neil, we should just say thank you to everybody that watches, because if people weren't watching, we wouldn't carry on doing it.
Yeah, I would. I'd do it on my own for my mum and my family.
Is your mum watching? We should say hello.
She is watching. Hi, Mum.
Hello, Marilyn.
Well remembered.
I know, right?
Anyway,
there was a moment that was coming out of my mouth. I thought, please tell me this is right.
Right. So, what about our new feature, Tom? From last week, we've got another one.
Well, I shall introduce the feature and you can tell us what the feature is. So we decided to introduce a feature called What's Caught Our Eye. And we even created a nice little graphic, which I'm going to play in just a minute. But what's caught our eye this week, Neil?
Right, it was a brilliant video that was posted on the Supplier Hour from my good friend and sometime colleague Kai Showman from Hotel Republic. Hi Kai, I know you're watching. Who those guys put together a really, really good little promotional video to say that they're back. And it just caught our eye. We thought it was a really cool way of doing it. We loved it. Check out Wait for the Commando Roll from Kai. Now, they're words I never thought I'd
say. Right, anyway, what's caught our eye?
Isn't that fun?
We love that.
Yeah. Love Kai's little roll down the hill.
It's great. Anyway, that's what caught our eye.
Yeah, certainly did. Anyway, back to today. Have we got anything else to do? Oh, chat room. Who have we got in the chat room?
Well, I'm going to start on LinkedIn because I always seem to go to LinkedIn last and I miss people. Already, Natasha, the star of What's Caught Our Eye last week, is there. She's saying, "Good afternoon. Been itching for this session. Got my pen and notepad at the ready. We will be right with you on this, Natasha. Very nice to have you along, though. Thank you for joining us. Let's jump in and have a look at the comments and see who is already with us. I've probably missed a load. Neil, you can do some in a minute, but Diane Ivory, Sophie Calpin, Swati Sharma, Stephanie Gary, Marina Paracarasco, Kai, nice to see you. We knew you were there. Patricia Sandel, Steve Gaskin, hi Steve, Donna Aberley, Daniela Bakulis, Nikki Buse, and there's probably others above there that I can't immediately see. We've got 80 people watching. If you're watching, say hello to us. Tell us where you're watching from, and we will come back to you, and we'll make sure we do loads. Is there anyone watching on YouTube, Neil?
Yes, we have. We've got 27 people watching on YouTube. Judith Rafferty said a quick hello. I'm Mentu from Events Case. Hi, Mentu. Just said hello as well. They love Canva, so really looking forward to this, Rick. Anyway, so we get on with the show.
Yes, this was always going to be a popular show, and I can see Rick is sitting, itching, ready to come on. So shall we bring him in, Neil?
Definitely. Can I just caveat this with saying this has been our most popular pre-registration show to date. Last week we had 101 people, which was a world record. This week we had 160, and it might even be more than that. I haven't even checked for 10 minutes or so. So a very, very popular show. So without any further ado, this is Rick Notley from Rimano. No pressure, Rick. How are you? Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, no, good. Yeah, looking forward to this one. Glad it's been popular. Love a bit of pressure, why not?
Look at the branding there. Love that.
It's got to be done, hasn't it? It's got to be done.
Well, hang on a second. Now let's talk about branding very briefly, because he's sitting there with his branded T-shirt and his branded mug. I've got my branded postcards, Neil, and I know you have too. We are all hitting up the branding today.
You know what I'm talking about.
I've just got to make a quick note. Sorry, hang on.
You know what? I'm going to let us a little secret before you start. Dom shared something with me. He said, when you need to read something out in the show, he said, get some postcards done so that you can read it out off the back of the card. I'd get some branding in. What a brilliant idea. Dom, I love that one. So
we actually did ours as postcards as well. I've sent these out to people as a thank you for working with us as well, which is really nice. But we actually did these when I got given access to LinkedIn Live last year. I wanted to really go all out on the branding, and this was something that I'd seen someone else do, and I really like it.
Yeah. Anyway,
love it.
Shall we crack on? Do you want to tell us a bit about how what you guys do, Rick, and how you got started and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure. So for everybody watching, I'm Rick from Rimano. We're a marketing and branding agency. Essentially, I mean, we joked then about, having the mugs and the cups and stuff like that, but you can't discount how important it is to be on brand. This is a rare opportunity to see me in color. Normally you'll find any video I do is in black and white.
Yeah.
Like even the one I shared in the group was in black and white because that's part of my brand, and that's how we got talking about Canva. What I do for clients, whether it's social media or, the merchandise stuff, is making sure that they're on brand, and also people know who they are, like otherwise you're just fighting on Google. So it's an important part and piece of what you do. And that's how obviously we led nicely into Canva. I love it. I know Neil is on it all the time as he sort of professes. And even though we've got, it's a great tool. I mean, we've got all the software, Photoshop and all the, the suite of products, but you can't beat the speed of just, doing something quickly and effectively on Canva. So, it's been a brilliant tool and something that we've worked into the mix. And I know lots of your people watching have been using it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so useful, isn't it? So easy to use and, intuitive. And then once you start learning the tips and tricks, and it's just genius. I know Dom is a Photoshop person, aren't you, Dom?
Yeah, we're Photoshop and Illustrator, although we tend to send stuff out to people because I don't in any way, shape or form claim to be a graphic designer, and there is a certain element of you've got to know what you're looking for as well. And I would rather just send it out to someone that knows what they're doing.
It's like Canva's got so many sort of things built in, and obviously we're going to touch on it, but it's that sort of thing that even though it's a great tool and it helps you, it's not going to suddenly make you a graphic designer. Like I can go to Lewis Hamilton's car, which is very fast, but I ain't going to do the same lap time. So you've still got to respect the trade, if you know what I mean, and have an understanding of how to use it. Definitely.
Yes,
absolutely.
You're getting a lot of love. Diane Ivory's just said Rick is amazing, really knows his stuff.
Oh, bless her. I'll pay you later, Diane. Thank you.
So should we get into it, Rick?
Yeah,
we'll hand over to you now. And
I'll share my screen now. And let's do that.
15 minutes, Dom. That's a world record handover from us.
What to get into the content?
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't even looked at the time, but you're right.
Does that mean that you boys normally have a bit more of a chit chat before you get straight into it?
Oh God!
Oh my! Yeah, honestly, we could do 20 minutes, half an hour of this, but I don't know how many people tune in.
It's all rehearsed, of course.
The numbers drop.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we're going to pass over to you, Rick. So carry on.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, guys. So, I mean, for those of you that know Canva, you'll be familiar with this. This is effectively their home page. So this is what you get met with as soon as you log on. For those of you that haven't come across Canva, and I'm conscious of trying to, throw in some stuff for the absolute newbies to it, and those that are already using it, this is where you'll start off, and where you can start to sort of explore Canva. And Neil and Dom, let me know if questions fire in. I'm happy to sort of or slow down and stuff like that. So I just want to show you a couple of things that sometimes we're all guilty of it, that we just go firing straight into what it is we want to do, but we don't look at all the free sort of resources that are in front of you. So homepage is here. This is effectively their Google sort of search type thing within Canva. And I would highly recommend just spending a couple of minutes, make a coffee, whatever it might be, just looking at the different things that are in and around here, because so many people go straight into designing and then miss all the fancy stuff that they've got. So they'll recommend all the different things that you can do on social media. Obviously, you've got the events tab there, which, specifically for you guys, there's a lot of content in there and some really nice templates that you can obviously flip and change to your brand and make it relevant to whatever it is you're putting it on, or, the people that you're trying to market to. So have a look at what's in front of you. Quick sort of fire thing as well. Up here, you've got templates. Now, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go through and have a little look through these, because some of them are brilliant. The trending tab is always good. I mean, obviously, with lockdown and things how they are, everybody's been doing Zoom and live calls, so you've seen loads of these sort of digital Zoom backgrounds now that people have. A lot of them are created in Canva, and it's the exact right size, and it's got loads of examples. So yeah, make sure to have a look at that. My other tip, which loads of people don't seem to realise, is on the left-hand side, you've got your brand kit. Now, from a time-saving point of view, I know lots of people will keep re-uploading the same sort of things, or they're constantly picking their font. So my first tip, to be honest with you, is to make sure you got all your assets in here. So you see I've got my logos in black, white, different variants, my brand colours. So it means that all my documents start off that way. but also your key fonts. So they're the 3 fonts that I typically use in all my sort of, you know, advertising and posts and quotes and things like that. By spending sort of 5 minutes or so here, you'll 10x that, you know, down the line in terms of what you'll see back in time, because you'll see where that comes into play. So that's my first tip. Spend the time, get your house in order, and you'll only find that that'll pay back sort of later on for you.
Rick, can I just jump in there, Rick?
Come on, yeah, all the time. Go for it.
Yeah, just to say as well, you can make, I don't know if it's only with the paid one, but you can actually make some of those your logos and things like transparent, can't you, as background as well?
Yeah.
So it's a good idea to have a transparent one as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. In fact, I might kick that off. That's one that I've got as a sort of tip for sort of down the line. So we might as well start with that. That Canva has some great built-in tools. So there's a free version both for the desktop and your phone. So you can use it both on desktop and phone. There's now also a desktop app, which does only work if you're connected to the internet. But if you're guilty of having thousands of tabs along the cross, and then you want to have it standalone, you can now have it as a desktop app. So that's something I would definitely recommend having a look at. But yeah, bringing in Neil's point, one of the sort of tools that we've got, if we just create a quick design, whether it's your logo or a photo, sometimes you don't want the background. You don't want it. So thinking of who we've got watching, if I put in just public speaker as an example, I'm going to grab a quick Google search. But if you imagine this was one of your photos, let's do that one. Copy the image, and you'll appreciate the speed in this as well, and how quickly this is to put together. So I'm just going to paste that image in, give it a couple of seconds. I just want you to sort of keep an eye at the top left here. So the first things I'll sort of mention are you can edit your photos in here for color as much as the other things. So you can see here you've got loads of different styles. So depending on what feel you're looking to go for, myself personally, it's always going to be black and white, but you might start to think, do you know what? I want all my photos to have that summer vibe. We run outdoor events. We want people to feel like it's a nice place to go in the summer months. So pick that as your your theme that you always use for your photos, and you'll find that regardless of what you start with, you're going to get that nice sort of color overlay without having to sort of tweak around with all the individual elements. If I take it back to the normal, you can do, you can play around with the contrast and all the normal sort of things. So people don't realize that it's got those sort of photo editing options. So I've got a couple of clients where I'd say 90% of what they use Canva for is actually this. It's just, resizing photos. They want to crop it. It's nice and easy. And then they use this to sort of crop their photos before, putting it on their publications and websites. Something else, so bringing it back to Neil's point, you've got this effects button. If you give that a click, some of these are paid versions of Canva, and depending on whether you pay for it monthly or yearly, it's £8 to £11 off the top of my head. So, but the time
someone's just someone's just jumped in and commented on that. I think it's £10 a month, or £108 a year.
Yeah, you save a couple of quid a month if you stump it up front, sort of thing. So, but yeah, monthly. The time it saves though, you'll find that if you go to use one of the pro versions, pro sort of tools within it, or one of the elements that I'll show you in a bit, they actually think, do you know what, that alone is worth the tenner, let alone all the other stuff I'm going to do this month. So it's very, very reasonable actually. I spend more time on this than Netflix, and I pay them £8 a month. So yeah, it's not bad money. But bringing it back to Neil's point about transparent logo. So if this had your logo, but you had other stuff in the background, or like this image, you've got this background remover tool. And if you just give it a couple of seconds, we'll see where we're streaming live. It might take a couple more, but there you go. So how fantastic is that? That it doesn't matter what your photo, you can now use this. So if you're a speaker, or if you're an event, or, for instance, if you're putting on live shows like these guys, you might want to put a photo of one of the sort of featured speakers before you then sort of start dropping in, text and things like that, which would then sort of go around it. I mean, in 5 seconds, you've got there a quote. So it's a really quick and easy way to make something look like a professional, big public speaker, paid speaker. So yeah, that's one of my tips, is have a look at the background remover tool. For those of you that are still exploring on the free version, so this is a good little nugget that you may not have come across. There's a good little tool which is called remove.bg. which effectively is a website.
I was literally just getting that up on my screen to show people, to show exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of the feature that's in Canva, just on a website. So if that's the only thing that you're looking for Pro, just go on this website and then, you know, do the picture, then put it into Canva. So it's one more step, but yeah, either way, it's nice.
And they have actually introduced pricing on remove.bg as well. I think you pay, I think it's like £8 for 10 credits, and one background remover is 1 credit.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, this is where the value in Canva becomes even more sort of thing in that case. So
we'll put a link to that on the wrap up as well afterwards.
Okay, yeah, cool. So yeah, that's just one of the effects. You can see you've got loads of down here where, again, you've got sort of TV effects, you know, glitch, which will bring in that sort of digital.
Rick, can I just jump in with a question? Sheena has just asked, is the remove background function on the free version?
No, it's on the paid one. Yeah, it's on the paid one. So it's one of those tools that, so I've got a few people that run sort of e-commerce businesses, and they'll take photos, even just in their garage or their lounge, of their products, and they'll use this as opposed to sort of paying a photographer, if you like. Not to discredit the sort of photographers, because if you want proper product images, you've got to use a photographer. Yeah. But for real quick and adverts and stuff, absolutely fine. But yeah, it is a paid version within the Pro. There's a load down there. I won't exhaust the time by sort of going through all of them, because I know we've got a few questions and stuff. But yeah, have a look at the effects. It's something that, again, we get so focused on what it is that we're trying to create that we don't always look at what the other options are in and around it. So yeah, that was my first one that I wanted to cover. Yeah. Okay, so we're into the designs now. So obviously sort of showed the homepage in terms of how we get in there. For those of you new to Canva, you can just search the design through here. So I would just type in what you're looking to do. So whether it's, you know, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, type it in there. It'll give you the dimensions, or you can go up here and create the design. Interesting one actually is, and this is again a useful sort of tip. So, you know, like on websites, or if you're putting your business on a directory somewhere or a listing, and it'll say, we need your image in certain dimensions in order for it to fit. If you click custom dimensions, you know, if they say their advert is going to be 1200 by 800, and you click create design, what it's going to do is it will start you off with a page that size. So it's really handy, because I know some people have used Canva and then tried to crop an image they've created. So yeah, it's worth knowing that if ever you get that request for something in a certain size, which is usually digital mags and stuff like that, or headers on certain websites, then that's how you go about doing that.
Going to jump in one more time on the pricing thing. Natasha just commented on LinkedIn that she just got the first month free. I've just gone to canva.com, and indeed you get the first 30 days free. So if you sign up, I think you have to put your card details in, but you can cancel it any time in that 30 days, but the first 30 days is free. Yeah,
definitely. They're always running trials, so it's worth sort of, you know, sign up for it, put something in the diaries 48 hours before it's due to expire, and then give it a free hit. Most people I know that have done that have cancelled the reminder rather than Canva, because they've had good value out of it, sort of thing. So, you know, either way, you're cancelling a reminder or cancelling Canva. So whichever way you go is absolutely fine. So yeah, so this, you know, we've got a custom sort of template. You know, obviously on the left here, you can see some of the suggested templates, and there are thousands. You know, and you'll see.
And they're amazing as well. They're amazing. And the way I'm just going to jump in quickly. The way I use them personally is to just give you ideas. You can take one and then embellish it and personalize it yourself, and just tweak it a little bit, and suddenly you'll have a strategy for you know, for your branding or whatever.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that's where I touched on at the start, you know, joking about me jumping in Lewis Hamilton's car and that's not going to make me a fast driver. Canva, like starting off with this blank canvas, can sometimes be daunting in terms of, right, this is great, but what am I going to fill it with? So the templates can be a really good source of inspiration. Or, you know, if I take this one here, what we got there, Architecture Summit, bang, there we go, I've got something to start with. Now, what I would generally try to do is, you know, it could be that's absolutely spot on what you're looking for. And if you trawl through all the thousands, you know, you've got an exhibition on that one there. It might be what you're looking for, but it might be that you want to change some of the elements. So this is where you can see all these elements are interchangeable. So, you know, it's not an architectural summit that I'm putting on, actually. It's going to be the coffee roasters.
I've just seen Tom Morley comment that the brand kit's going to save him decades. I saw someone else ask, can you have multiple brand kits?
You can, yeah. In the Pro version, you've got a lot more sort of options with that, so you can start to put sort of folders and things like that. I'll touch on that in a bit, actually. So if you are someone that uses Canva for clients, or if you've got certain divisions, you can create folders. So, you know, if it's a case of, right, this is our social media sort of toolkit, this is our, you know, online expos sort of thing, then that's always good. So you can see there how quickly I just typed over there. Come and join and learn with us. You know, we'll say sponsored by DW Coffee Bean Co. There we go. So
I quite like the sound of that.
there you go. So, yeah, there you go. So we've already started a new business already. We're only about 20 minutes. So
we need a new sponsor, Neil.
I'm in.
There you go. I'll do the cups. There we go. So what I'm doing here is on the left, for those of you not familiar with it, if you go to the Photos tabs, and each one of these tabs is going to give you more tools. So, you know, all I'm going to do over here is click coffee. This is effectively like if you go on Shutterstock or Unsplash, and there's loads of different free sort of image sites out there, and I'm happy to share links for those of you that aren't.
Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, there's a ton of royalty-free or license-free image and stock libraries out there. It is worth looking around. Some of them do tend to have quite a stocky feel to them.
Correct.
And I love some of them, but they do the job. But yeah, go look around. We'll get a load of links because there's Unsplash, there's Shutterstock, there's
you've got Pixels, Pexabay, even Shopify, the e-commerce store now, have got their own platform for images. So yeah, there's a whole. I've got about 10 or 12 in my favourites, so I'll share them with you guys to sort of forward on to everybody watching.
Great, thank you.
They're a really great source, and also even the free ones, they've got paid versions. So sometimes it might be that, you know what, for the sake of a couple of quid, it's the perfect image. But yeah, for the purpose of this, all I want to do is try and find something that's coffee related to an expo. I could go for, you know, the full beans one, or I could do this. And what you do is you just drag this over, and then you can see, bang, that's sort of snapped into view. I'm going to do that again so you can see it. And then you've got that as your background. You can then obviously resize all of this. And then, you know, it's starting to look professional. You can drop in your dates and sort of things like that. So now, you know, what was that, a couple of minutes? Obviously, if it's your business, you know exactly what sort of images. You can use your own images. Again, sort of bringing in the difference. Hopefully you can see this on screen, but if I hover over this picture, it's got a little pro tag. The other thing to bear in mind with what you get with Canva Pro is you get access to all their paid images as well as part of your membership. So there are a load of free photos, but there are thousands of photos on there, so those stock photos. So it's kind of a nice little bundle in that these are already in Canva, preloaded, ready to go. So regarding, you know, if I put in Expo, there'll probably be things that can come up. You could use that as an overlay if you wanted to. You can see how quickly it is rather than going on that Unsplash, coming back. So yeah, I highly recommend having a look at all those.
You as well, if you take the free version as well, you can. I think you have the facility to purchase.
Correct.
The photos, don't you, as well?
Yeah. No.
If you don't buy it, the membership.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you've got. If I go into sort of do a new design, but you can pay as you play effectively. So, and this goes the same for sort of some of the assets and stuff in there. So you'll find, you know, we've started to look at some of the photos. Same with text. You've got over here on the left the elements. So there are loads of different sort of elements, icons, shapes that you can sort of use in your design. But you'll find that there's a mix of free and paid. And, you know, sometimes I know that there are people where it'll come up and say it's 79p to grab that icon, because you might think, well, actually, I only need that icon. I don't need the rest, in which case, fine, that's good value. But on the Pro version, everything is included. It's worth noting as well, if I had someone that signed up for the Pro version, got a load of the paid elements and created a load of designs and the templates, then dropped down to free, not realizing that then when you're back in, they all have the sort of Canva watermark across them. So just bear that in mind. Yeah, so they're very clever at knowing what elements are in what designs, even historically. So I think he thought, right, 10 quid, I'm going to absolutely hammer it for a month, get what I can created, and then turn off my membership, and then came back to a load of watermarks all over it because it was using sort of paid elements. So yeah, it's good value. So yeah, why not? But something I just want to show you guys actually is, which is really good, and something that used to be a lot of what you do on Photoshop. So, you know, Dom will be attesting to this. You've got these different grids. And these are where effectively, say I grab that one over here. What that done is it's automatically grid that page up for those amount of photos. So, you know, if you then start adding in the photos and I drag it in, that one's automatically going to resize. You know, if I want the next one, so if you've got, say, photos from an event or a launch or something, and you think, right, how do I get these across? These are snapping, you know, there's none of this sort of dragging left and right, trying to make a nice collage. It's just done. So it's a good tip to try and look at using those grids, actually, because it can save you loads. I've played around trying to overlap images where they're not all portrait or landscape or square. And yeah, it can be an absolute pain in the bottom. So yeah, have a look at the sort of grids. Something else I want to sort of quickly show you is if you ever do things to do with a phone. So if anybody that's running, you know, mobile apps, or, you know, for the DW guys, if they wanted to sort of show a sort of screenshot of their web page, or, you know, their event page, for instance, on their mobile, and that's how you might sign up, you can grab these templates, which, as long as they've got this sort of almost Teletubby style landscape in the background, that means that there's going to be a photo that can go into it. So if I go to my uploads, I'm sure I'll have one from a client somewhere. Did I just see one? So, oh, actually, you can see one that I've done earlier. So this is a screenshot from my actual phone that I've cropped, and I've just sent it to myself. And all I'm going to do is just drag that over, and you can see it goes in there. That looks like one of those professional Photoshop mock-ups, which used to take forever. You'd be trimming it and cropping it and trying to make it look the part. And so, yeah, it can be really, really good. It's sometimes good if you're looking for people to follow you on social media. So I'll often sort of, this is a screenshot off my phone, of my LinkedIn, you know, and feel free to connect with me, all of you that are watching. And you might just put, you know, connect with me on LinkedIn for the latest updates of when our next event is, and so forth.
Yeah.
It looks the part. It's really, really good. And it's just seconds. So
easy.
So good. So good. And, you know, if you're launching a website or you've got a sign up page, again, if I go back to Elements, and if I put up, let's put in laptop, I'm sure there's been something. So you can see here, there you go, there's a MacBook. So you can put there, screenshot your computer, bang, straight in there, and then you've got a nice sort of, you know, launching a new website, or, you know, the event page is now live, whatever it might be. And it's so much time saved. I've done it where you take the photos, then you have to mask it, clip it, then you've got to try and, so much time saved. So again, I wouldn't even bother firing up Photoshop for sort of stuff like that now, because it's got all these tools nicely built in for you. So yeah, really good tip that. And that can sometimes be the difference in how you can look like a really professional outfit, and sometimes bigger than you are. And, you know, perception is everything online sort of thing. So if you're just starting out, or you're a new event that you're looking, or a new supplier, that might be the difference. And someone go, oh, do you know what, that's caught my eye. And, you know, I used the phrase in the promo video for this, and I know you guys in saying what this was going to be about, is we all want to stop that scroll. And a lot of that comes down to the image. You can write the perfect post, but if the image doesn't make you think, oh, actually, yeah, this is good, you're just going to keep scrolling. So, yeah.
Can I just ask you a question that we've been asked from LinkedIn? Yeah, from LinkedIn, from Judith Rafferty on LinkedIn. I'm sure you're going to come to this. Are there any templates for LinkedIn posts? Everything looks geared to Facebook, Insta, Twitter, Pinterest. Are there any of them suitable for LinkedIn? I know the answer to this, but I'll let you say.
Yeah. So it's funny, actually. So there used to be some issues up until about a year or so ago with the sizing for LinkedIn, and so your LinkedIn
has to do with LinkedIn, they'll be mad.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and if you search LinkedIn here, it'll come up with sort of LinkedIn banner. You know, if you Google sort of, for the purpose of everybody else, LinkedIn photo size, what you'll find now is they're actually much more forgiving. So you can post a square photo on LinkedIn and it will display in full. You can use the Facebook dimensions and that will display in full if it's on a landscape basis. So although there's I think it's 12:6 or something for the mobile version, you're actually not as limited like you are with some of the other platforms. So the one I would say that is the most limiting in terms of it's worth using is actually Twitter, because Twitter will take the top and the tail off your post. So you can sometimes, if you've got a nice post which sort of says, you know, make sure you sign up for, you know, DW24 1:30 Tuesday, but it might just say 1:30 Tuesday because it's completely got rid of the top and bottom. So that is one that is super strict. So yeah, it's worth taking the time to resize.
create a Twitter post.
And it brings it nicely into my next point. So
I'm just gonna jump in very briefly. I don't actually know how Tom's doing this because he's commenting in both Facebook and LinkedIn. So are you watching in 2 tabs, Tom? You got us in stereo. Tom said, for someone who started with Quark Express, Photoshop, and Illustrator, I just want to say it's too easy. This isn't fair.
What I would say to it was Tom, wasn't it? He said it was commented.
Yeah.
Like
Tom, yeah,
like you're safe, Tom, because like whilst this will help, there is still a massive need for obviously true graphic design, and it is an
totally
art.
agree. Yeah,
so
totally agree.
if you go to what I would say is, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Canva if you're going to look to have items printed, because I've done that in the past where I've printed stuff where people are designing in Canva and the sizing goes off and the transparencies aren't quite right, and that is really where you need to go.
Yeah.
It's for online stuff.
Yeah, this is for quick fire social media posts, online only, changing your Facebook headers, stuff like that. As soon as you start going to print or documents and things like that, honestly, speak to Tom. He's obviously got the pedigree if he's been using Quark and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, absolutely, there's still need.
I'd actually forgotten that. I used that back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Like I chatted to someone the other day. He's like, I miss Coral Draw, things like that.
Wow.
I know. So I shave my head, so it's harder to tell my age.
He won't. He actually won't mind. He actually won't mind me saying this because we'd laugh about it if he was here. But one of my best friends, Matt, is still a Microsoft Paint user, and I'm always staggered at what he's able to get out of it.
What?
It's quite impressive.
There's a guy on TikTok actually who's made a whole thing out of paint art sort of thing, where he just sort of does the stop motion. Yeah. I can't remember his name, but I'll message you boys after if I remember what his name is. But yeah, they've taken a basic tool and made it complicated, and I love that. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. Sam Ward said mood boards done in seconds with those templates. Lucy Dean said, yeah, great idea, Sam.
Yeah,
Jude said, oh my God, this will save me hours of resizing, cropping, and generally faffling with photos. This is brilliant.
Yeah. And I'm just going to pick up on that point actually about resizing. So I've just grabbed a quick template, which is for a square post. Now, it is a pro tool, but again, it's one of those time-saving things where, excuse me, if you go up to the top here, you can see where it says resize. Now,
this is my favorite.
This is the goal. This is the real time saver. So where I said about Twitter, excuse me, boys. Normally on Twitter, you probably see the bottom bit of the cookie and Smith's annual bake sale, and that's about it. If you click Twitter post here, what you can do is you can either resize this image or you can copy and resize it into a new image. But if I just click this, you can see it's automatically got wider, and therefore you know exactly what your size is, and you can start moving around the elements and things like that. I'm just going to undo that because I want to show you what it does when you go into a new one. So if we go to Twitter, copy and resize, just give it a sec to open up that new tab. And then what you're doing is you're not disturbing your original image. So, it tries to think about actually how do you as the user want to use this. And if it's just an ad hoc post for Twitter, brilliant. So then, you can start to move over these and make it a bit bigger. Or you might think, well, actually, I want more of this to be visible now. And this definitely needs to be bigger because that's the main thing, And again, in seconds, you've got the template. If you've created your own design, then what it will actually do is give you options of how you want to resize it automatically, which is a pretty good tool, actually.
Rick, can I just jump in with another question? It's just a quick one to go back to. Sheena just asked, where can I find the phone icons and the laptop icons on the app?
Okay, cool.
It's in Elements. Can you just point out where it is?
Yeah, so on the left-hand side, you've got Elements here. If she says the app on the phone, then in the plus icon when you go to
on the app, yeah.
Yeah, so on the app, there's a small plus icon, and then what it'll do is bring up some tiles. It'll probably preview 4 or 5, so which are these elements here. You might just need to scroll across, and what you're looking for is elements, and then you can do exactly the same thing. So one of my tips for the sort of handoff between desktop and mobile is actually what I try to do is create the templates on the desktop, and then they're available almost immediately on the mobile. Yeah. So you can do all the grunt work and all the easy stuff, with the keyboard and mouse and the nice and bigger screen. So, if I go into my designs, and I'll be able to sort of show you how I use this for real. So this one I know is my template for sort of quotes or statements that I use. So I've got this layout. It means I can just click that and type over it on the mobile app, and you can see all the different things that I've done, which are just sort of quick fire quotes. And I'll just sort of touch on that actually. So if you've got a page, you'll see I've got multiple pages. I like to keep all my old designs because they're there then to edit and type over. So if you've got something, rather than type over this and then you've lost that one, what I tend to do is hit that little page up there, copy it down, and then you can type on this and change it, but you're not losing your original one. So it's a really good sort of more housekeeping tip, really, in terms of how to sort of go ahead. But all of these will then be available on the mobile, and they'll keep their sizing, so you can just type over it. So really good for sort of Instagram and sort of quick on the fly stuff.
Joanna Winston said, amazing. How did I not know about the resize button? Mind is blown. Chrissy said, oh my God, resize, learning all the things I thought I knew Canva well. Nope.
And do you know what? This is it. You know, like I said right at the beginning, that sometimes we get so sort of tunnel focused in, oh, I've got to create a post for social media, or oh, I need to get this out there, that we don't just sort of take a little bit of a step back and think, oh, what, you know, I'm very much what does that button do kind of person. Even if it breaks something and I have to go back, I'd rather know what it can do, and that's how you sort of figure out a lot of this stuff. And you know, I run workshops. There's loads of stuff on YouTube for Canva stuff. So it's a really good. And I think what it'll be is most people watching might just pick up one or two things that think, oh, do you know what, that was really useful, and now that becomes an everyday thing that you use. It's almost like when you discover copy and paste on the keyboard for the first time, like Control C, Control V, or Control Z if you're someone that makes a lot of mistakes. But
I'll tell you something, Rick. You know, I'm quite happy to stand up and say, my name's Neil. I'm a Canvaholic. I use it every day. Yeah. Create about 15 images a day on it. Use it, resize things, you name it. Yeah. It's just brilliant. Yeah. And I tell you, I don't say my kids laugh because I say this all the time, but it will change your life because it's so quick and easy to use. Yeah. It will save you so much time and give you so much creativity and so many ideas. Yeah. You know, I'm like just sprout about it all the time, just going on about it.
Definitely, you know, and I try and squeeze in. I know we're like sort of limited for time, and we could go on for days with this, but I just want to squeeze in a couple of sort of bits that I think people will find useful. So I actually use this for documents as well, but only when I'm going to use it sort of digitally. So and I'm going to share these with the boys, which people, you know, who are watching can obviously have this. So, you know, this social media planner was completely created in Canva, you know, because I've got all the social media icons, which are already, you know, if you go over here into Elements and you type in Facebook, you know, how great is that to have all the different variations so you can create something like this.
I'm just waiting for the comments on this one.
All the icons. I mean, look at all of these icons. I mean, this looks like legit sort of stuff. And, you know, so these are all really good ways of creating digital PDFs. So, you know, if you're doing that whole, you know, sign up to my email list for X and in exchange we'll give you this. This is where I create these sort of these items because they're super, really, really good.
Got a Rick, quick question from LinkedIn, which YouTube, which is related, from Amanda Baker. Hi, Amanda. A local artist has asked me to look at putting his wildlife world work online. Would you suggest a brochure template for about 47 images? Yeah, there's lots of templates. It's perfect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I do my where are we? Where is the one here? You know,
I would just caveat that. Was that for an online brochure, Neil? Okay, fine. I was going to say, if it's printed, then don't.
Yeah, no, definitely for online. So for here, so I do, you know, social media audits for people. So this whole document, you create your pages. So, you know, this could be pages in the brochure, yada, yada, yada. And then what you would do is when you just download it, up here, again, when you go to do this stuff, just have a look at the options. You've got PNGs, JPEGs if you want them singly, or PDF standard will be a smaller file size, so it will just be nice to email. It'll only be a meg or so rather than one of those big, if ever you create sort of 10+ page documents or PDFs and then you end up with 25 meg and you can't send it to anybody, this takes care of that and flattens all the images and sort of stuff like that. So that was just something I wanted to touch on.
And also, Amanda, you can upload your own images into this. You don't have to just use the stock images there. Yeah, there's an upload button. I'm sure Rick will come to that.
Yeah. So let's do it. Let's do one on the fly. Actually,
while you're doing that, can you answer this? And it might be something you're coming on to either now or maybe at a later date if we want to announce that. I know, right? What a tease.
Give away.
Lucy Dean, hi Lucy. Can you build an Instagram story with multiple pages and upload it straight to Instagram? If you do, is there a limit as to how long it can be?
So what I would suggest for that, so for stories specifically, so yeah, if we go, in fact, let me go back. So you've got two options with this. So if I put in story, Instagram story, so this is your story template, and obviously each page would then effectively be another slide across on Instagram. What you will find is obviously if they upload, then they're all going to upload in one go. So what I generally tend to do is actually save them to my phone and then sort of try and post natively in the app. But you know, you've got this share button here, so nothing to say that you can't use it. You can connect it with your social media accounts if you want. But what I would say, just from with my social media hat on, is you'll get better reach and engagement if you post them natively in the app. So this is the desktop version. If you're using Canva app on mobile, there's actually a second Canva app for mobile, which is called Canva Stories. And that is an app specifically for creating Instagram and Facebook stories. So that's got some pretty cool widgets and tools in there. So again, free app. I'd highly recommend having a look at that because
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. It's actually easier, I find, to create the Instagram stories using the Canva app than I do on desktop. I think it's because it's closer to, you know, the native Instagram use look and feel. So yeah, but you can definitely obviously create the sort of templates here, and again, you know, just keep adding new pages, and you've got loads of sort of templates here on the left.
At time of this, you can't. There isn't like a way of sending something into Instagram from any of these things. You have to have them downloaded to your phone and then upload them again. There's nothing. I think it's something Instagram are looking at, but it's not there yet. You can do. There are third-party ones, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. So so things like Hootsuite have got an Instagram sort of link and API, so you can now post the stories and things, but you're effectively going to have to create them and then upload them into Hootsuite, in which case you're going to always be better off doing it in the app. So as soon as you start bridging that gap, you're better off sort of doing it direct.
Paul Lim says, I'm a converted Canvaholic.
Yes.
Is that as a result of this show? I'm interested.
I just invented a Canvaholic.
Love it. So I know that we're going to sort of look to maybe sort of do another one of these at some point, but I just want to sort of touch on the sort of animation side, which is something that is so cool, because I know that Neil sort of played around with this, and if you've seen the promo for this, you'll have seen, you know, sort of things. But
Rick, you're giving away all my secrets here, man.
So Neil spent hours and hours doing it.
hand animating them.
So it's a long process, but there is an alternative. So you can do it this way. So this is something that I put up on social media. So I won't go into it, but you can see these are all static elements. You know, they're just text, and I've added page after page after page. So what I would recommend you doing, and this is brilliant if you just want to create some short, sharp videos, is once you've created, you know, your different pages, and it could be one page or two. It says stomp up there because I've already picked one, but if I get rid of it, so what you would see for the first time is animate. And you've got some different options here. The ones with the little crown are pro versions. So what I'll do is I'll show you Rise, and you can see it just turns it into something a little bit more dynamic. Tumble, straight away. So this is really good if you want to like create little GIFs and things like that, so that you can upload them and then use them to yourself. You know, there's loads of different options. So if I go back to Stomp, what you can also do then as well is say, right, well, how long do I want that particular slide to last? So I'm going to apply that to all pages. So if hopefully this will show okay, but you can see now what I've got is an element that is going to start moving and start doing things. And I haven't had to do any of these animations. It's just looked at what are the different elements, you know, what can we move, what can we show, and it applies that to all those elements. So that's pretty cool. But the level up from that is on this left-hand tab, and this is a really top tip. If you go to music, Canva within both the free and paid version has loads of built-in royalty-free tracks. So, you know, if I pick this top one, which is called Club, so I'm going to click that. You can see it's come down here at the bottom. Just give it a sec to, I don't know if the sound is coming from me or not, but perfect. Okay, so that length of time is effectively all my slides combined. And what you can do is you can move the music along. You can see that sort of grey box to what section you want it to be. So now when you go to download it, you've got the option, obviously, in there as either a video, and then that will save as a video. And this is what it looks like, and that's taken me a few seconds. Completely changes the look and feel of it, adding a little bit of music over the top, and obviously you can sort of skip through. And there we go. So really cool, really nice way, especially if you're doing little 2 or 3 slide, items. You could have an element of your event or, some of your products, and they'll pop off screen. And there's loads of music, depending on what you're into. Let's not get into music now, but yeah, there's something for everybody in there. That's all I want to say. So yeah, really good for sort of creating videos and GIFs and sort of things like that. So that's another tip in there.
Yeah. Rick, quick question from Denise. Is Canva cloud-based so you can log in from any computer and not lose your work? And can you answer that question? Is the same for free and for the paid option? Is it the same?
Yeah, 100%. As soon as you log in, you're met with the homepage, both mobile and desktop. All your designs are automatically saved. So, if I click on this one, for instance, and I go, okay, it's now, I don't know, say, let's put the price on there, for instance, 25 quid, and I change it. I'm just looking for it. You can see up there, it's gone all changes saved. So it's saved live. You don't have to click save anywhere. It will completely sort of keep it so that if you come back into it, if I refresh this page, you'll probably find even the preview will update if you give it a second. Oh, we've done a few more since, but I'll go back in.
Tom's really making me laugh today. Tom's just said, I bet you can't do anything impressive with just 2 words, like, for instance, Rockstar Activator. Many Canva experts have tried.
Rockstar Activator? I want to know why.
This is no. Don't go at the time of day. He is absolutely self-promoting.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Right. If all Tom's competitors want to come on, we'll do a free demo. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming back to, I think it was Denise that asked the question about, all your designs are going to be in there. Underneath your brand kit, you've got your folders. So this is highly good for those of you that like to keep organized. And I mentioned it earlier. So if you create a new folder, it might be that it's like, right, so let's go for August event promo. You can then share it with people as well. So people that have got Canva accounts themselves, you can share certain designs so that they can see and edit it. So if you've got teams and things that might need to edit things on the fly, or social media agencies and stuff. There you go, I've now got a folder, so you can just save that in there. It might well be that, you want to keep on top of your work. So, you've got the various hours in Delegate Wranglers. So it's like, right, supplier hour images, and that's where, right, I'm going to save those. So it means that when the time comes in the calendar and my reminder pops up, I've got a bank of images that I can use so that I can submit it. Make sure you use the hashtag, and then Neil can approve it, and then you're good to go. So yeah,
we always say with things like the hours, you guys, create them in advance. Have them ready to go. Just like Rick saying there, you could store them all in that folder, and you can just change them. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can have your own house style. You can just change the text or the pictures or whatever you want. Get them all ready in advance. It's so easy to do. This will make your life so much easier.
Definitely, and like these are some of the things that you can see. That I've sort of created in the past, and I mean, how easy is something like that? If you've got a picture of you, this was just a random networking event where someone took a photo. Now, if I take out these elements, it's not a great shot because I've got all this blurry background stuff going on. But as soon as you put some text over it, it suddenly looks a little bit more professional. And like I asked the photographer to do it. So, and again, it's work that just takes seconds to do. And you can, overlay your logos and things. And I've created logos in there. So personally, I've used it. When I asked my fiance to marry me, I did a little photo montage, which I got done on a canvas. And there's so much you can do. You can so much you can do. So
I'm just looking at some of the comments now. Steve has said, Steve Gaskin, hi Steve, just created the blank mobile phone whilst this excellent gig has been in play. It's already on my website.
Love it.
Ellen Kerr said, this has inspired me to do more with it. Donna says, this is fantastic. I think I'm going to get addicted. And Diane said, all our DW posts are going to be fabulous from here on in. Well, they should be.
Yeah, no, I love that. And, something that's worth noting as well, the templates, and I said earlier about going and having a look, is much in the same as, if you go on Twitter and you can see what's trending, you can see, here you've got a whole host of coronavirus-inspired posts around, how to work from home, how to maintain social distance. So, you know, if you're a small business and you need those sort of assets, like it can be really, really useful. So it's worth having a look at.
The search on Canva is brilliant. So you can put in literally like, you know,
let's test it.
Man running or something, and it will just show a man running. You know, it'll show you different.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So man running. Let's see what we got. So yeah, you got loads.
What Neil's been searching for though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't say the first thing that come into my head.
Was it something about tips and tricks you were talking about on your promo this morning, Neil?
Yeah. I need to put the outtakes for that.
Even that, you know, like it's like right, bang. So we could have gone with something like right, quick tips. There you go. Then you can grab the Canva logo. In fact, I'll be amazed if they don't have it in there for themselves. Yeah, there we go.
They have, yeah.
Bosh. Yeah.
They've got made in Canva and all kinds of things.
Yeah. So, you know, Canva quick tips, you can rearrange this sort of stuff. Something to bear in mind for those of you sort of fairly new to it is, you know, if you're in situations like this, just highlight the one you want, click position, and then, you know, you can move it forwards and backwards. So if you've got sort of items overlaying, it's a really good sort of thing so that you can get it in there.
Honestly, we're only scratching the surface here, isn't there? There's so many things.
Other than the questions that have come up, I've got like 20 things on my notes that I was going to run through, and it'd be nice to actually sort of answer the questions that people have got. So, yeah, because hopefully they can go away and have a play and see what they come up with.
Well, Chrissy actually just asked Neil, what about a photo of you running?
Many photos of me running.
If anybody's got that photo, send it to me. I'll show you what I can do in Canva.
There you go. Remove background won't work. It'll be too blurry because he was going so quickly.
Yeah, so fast.
We might have to actually open Photoshop for that one. We'll have to see. Yeah.
Like a machine. Definitely. So, Rick, I mean, I know we're getting close to the end of the show. Shall we do this again and do a part 2 for this? Because I think we're only literally covering, you know, scratching the surface. We can do maybe more of a deep dive on certain things.
Yeah, definitely. To those people that have sort of had a feel for it now, and, you know, certainly those that have said nice things and are going to go and have a play, let us know what you get stuck with. Because, you know, I'd much rather be going, here's that last 10% to make your designs what you want them to do, and then we can share some more stuff and maybe get into more of the sort of the videos and stuff like that as well. So yeah, more than happy. Absolutely.
So I mean, there's so many templates on there, guys, as well, to have a play around with now and go away and, you know, have a mess around with it. It's you'll learn fast with it, is what I'm saying. It's not a massively steep learning curve, if you know.
Already the requests for definitely yes to part 2 are coming in. From Daniela, from Luke, from Diane, from Priya. I saw one on LinkedIn as well. I think they're coming in. So the need and the desire for a part 2 of this is definitely there.
Yes,
love it.
Yes, we'll do it. Well, Rick, that's been absolutely amazing. I hope that's given everybody a taster of the amazing Canva.
Rick,
I'm not on commission for Canva, by the way.
Yeah, you would think. So, Rick, I've just put your link to LinkedIn on the screen, so people can connect with you. We'll do ours in a minute, Neil. But if you want to get in touch with Rick directly, you can do so. He does do this for a living as well as just to help out. Yeah. So if you want help with social media in general, or you want any brand or merch stuff, because we've already seen that he's got a ton of it, wearing it, using it. Then get in touch with him on LinkedIn at Rick Notley. You'll find him if you do a search. Rick, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you, and we look forward to having you back in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully.
Nice,
thanks,
yeah.
Rick.
Keep up the good work with the group as well, top group as well.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
So I appreciate that.
Cheers, Rick.
Thank
you.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, Dom, are you converted to Canva now?
Well, the thing is, like, we've got quite a lot going on in August, because we're coming up to our 2nd birthday and we've got all sorts of celebrations and stuff happening. So it might be that I take a look. We've actually got a graphic designer working on some stuff for us. But yes, I may well have a look, because it does look remarkably easy.
It is amazing. Believe me, if I can make it, all right. Anyone can. No, it's amazing. I mean, big, massive thanks to Rick there. I mean, when I'm saying we've literally scratched the surface, we have. There's so many little things you can do to every single image, every single element, you know, change colors within an element, change the color of somebody's eyes within a, you know, so many things, guys, to make it look good really easily, to make something look professional.
Yeah, absolutely.
So fantastic. So Dom, what should we get up to? Should we go through what we've got coming up?
Yes, let's do that, because we've got quite a few. You've given me quite a lot of Canva created images, so let's do
Oh, as if by magic.
First of all, let's cover what we're doing next week, Neil.
Next week, right, we have got an amazing event design for virtual conferences masterclass with Sasha Fries from the Business Narrative. I've seen the show notes on this, guys, and it looks like it's going to be really good and really helpful. And another thing to embellish all these things that we're doing with these conferences and things to think about. So that is next Tuesday at 1:30.
I will jump in and say we have worked with Sasha. Her team at the Business Narrative are incredible. She will put a ton of work into this. It won't be thrown together last minute. She will have done the work on this properly. So if you want any tips for event design around virtual conferences and online events, it's absolutely a show to sign up for and get involved with next week, because it's going to be really good, and Sasha's lovely.
And can we all give me a rating out of 10 for my Canva design poster, by the way?
What, that one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Be kind. Be kind, everyone.
I'm actually going to turn my mic off and just wait for the comments to come in, Neil.
Shut up, you. Right. Anyway. What else have we got?
Let's talk about DW Live Hive. It's actually turned not into promotional opportunity for other things that are happening. It's just, let's rate Neil's posters.
God. DW Live. This one was a lot more simple. Must have been late at night. Yeah, basically, you know, guys, this is a mailing list for the DW Live shows. We'll keep you up to date with everything. We'll send you the links to click on. You don't have to do anything. You just have to click on that, and we'll send it all to you, and then click on a button, sign up, boom, and you're in. Can do better, Neil Thompson, next time.
I just saw that one.
Yeah, but there was a 10 plus from Joanna.
Come
on.
Nikki just laughed. I don't know if she's laughing at the comments or your design.
No, she's laughing with me. Not at me. I know, Nikki. 2 out of 10. Thanks, Paul. Anyway.
And then next, Neil, the job. Now, this is where you got a little bit more serious. You obviously had a little bit more time with this one. This is your job listings.
Yes. So we are offering free event job listings with us. So if you are employing anybody, we can promote it and do everything that we normally do. We normally charge like 95 quid for these. So we will do these for free at the moment to help the industry get back on its feet. So certainly until the 21st of August anyway. So please keep any jobs or any you hear about, guys, send them over to us and we'll promote them, put them on the group, put them on our mail shots, put them on the website, everywhere. They get lots of exposure. Our website's getting bigger numbers now. So yes, please do. Just drop me a line. You'll see the links on the group as well. Or send an email to info@thedelegatewranglers.com. Any more, Dom? We got the group, the future one. Did you manage to get to that one? Maybe not.
We did.
Yep. So the lineup for them
coming up. So we've got next Tuesday. We've got Sasha Fries from the Business Narrative talking about event design for virtual conferences. That's another masterclass. Tuesday the 18th, the following week, which is Words That Sell, copywriting masterclass for Delegate Wranglers. That's from Steph Arnold. That's going to be a really good one. Copywriting's a big thing of mine, and I actually really enjoy the process of copywriting. But
you know what? Just to jump in on that, the show notes on that one looks like it's going to be amazing, and it's really geared up as well. I think there's even a part of it that's geared up for the supplier hour and things like that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Specifically for Delegate Wranglers, so do not miss that. Miss that one, guys.
And then the last one, which we haven't got a date for because we're going to move it slightly, is things you never dared to ask when organizing your virtual hybrid event. That's from Jose Bort and Kevin Locke from Events Case. That's going to be really good. Those guys are great, and they also have been extremely supportive of this show almost from the start. Not quite the start, but almost from the start. And it's going to be a really good show. That will be in week commencing the 24th. We don't know the date.
Yeah. So, look out for those, guys. We'll give you all the details after the show. I think that's it, Dom. Wow.
All right.
2:38. This is another world record. This has been a session of records.
It's been really
Wow.
good. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. I'm going to just stick some music on in the background just to get us into the mood of departing this great session. Any final thoughts from you, Neil?
No, it's been a brilliant session, guys. I really massive thanks to Rick for, not only just coming on the show, but really, helping people with this. I mean, it's gonna change the way you do business, guys, and help you take your business to another level. Look out for part 2 coming up. I think it's going to be in about 3 weeks or so. Watch the space. As soon as we can get Rick back on, we will. But other than that, no, big thank you, and thank you to everybody for tuning in.
Absolutely.
When this show's nothing without you guys, so thanks very much.
Exactly. Well, thanks, Neil. And then just from me, thank you very much, as always, to everyone that's tuned in on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, and of course on the Delegate Wranglers. I'm Dominic from Stream. That's Neil from Delegate Wranglers. We will see you next Tuesday with Sasha Fries and the Business Narrative doing an event design masterclass. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.